Hello, it's Film Frenzy, and tomorrow is probably the biggest day of award season 2019-2020, where we honor the 2019 movies. This is the 92nd Academy Awards, the Oscars, and I am so excited to see how it all plays out. I know this video is a little late, but I've made all my Oscar predictions, along with having my top candidate, who I want to win, for each category. So, let's get right to the predictions and waste no time, and I'm going to start with Best Original Screenplay. And so I think it's pretty much going to be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood screenplay written by Quentin Tarantino. He won for Best Screenplay at the Golden Globes, and that award show doesn't distinguish between adapted screenplay and original screenplay. So it seems like he has it in the bag. Personally, I didn't love his script. I thought it meandered way too much, but we don't need to go into all of that. Basically, they love movies about movies, and they love Quentin Tarantino. This is one of his scriptiest scripts, if you know what I mean. He does a lot of Quentin Tarantino-isms in this movie, and it feels very much like his movie, so I feel like he's going to get this one. Personally, though, I'd want Noah Baumbach to win, who I thought had the best script of the year for Marriage Story. Really powerful stuff. Adapted screenplay. I think it's going to be Jojo Rabbit, which is written by Taika Waititi, and I want him to win. I thought his script was phenomenal. He somehow balances all these tones so well. And I know some of that is direction and acting, obviously, which he also directed the film and acted in it. He's some talent. But the screenplay is the star of all that, and it is really phenomenal. Some other possibilities, though, are like Joker or Little Woman. I could see those winning, and they have great scripts, too. Visual effects. This was a tough one. I was debating a while because I feel like 1917 is one of those very awards favorite movies this year, and the visual effects are phenomenal. I'd want it to win for this category, but I'm leaning towards The Irishman getting what I believe will be its sole award of the night, which is just kind of ironic for the Martin Scorsese film to win visual effects and not anything else. Kind of funny, but the de-aging of the CGI faces is really impressive. I could also see Endgame getting it. Sound mixing and sound editing, it's always hard with these two because you don't know if it's going to be split, often years it is, but here I couldn't really find another movie that I thought would win it besides 1917, so I'm going to go out and predict 1917 is winning both sound mixing and sound editing, and I think deservingly so. It does a phenomenal job with that. The post-production of this film is just insane, the value of it, and just how it creates such an immersive landscape. I just can't see anything else winning, though I've heard people say Ford vs. Ferrari with all the racing and stuff could get that one as well. Live action short and animated short. So live action short, I'm going with Saria. I haven't seen any of them. I still have to see the live action shorts. I'm really looking forward to those. But it's kind of more social change, political movie and stuff, and it documents a really traumatic experience and event. So I feel like that could definitely get Oscar voters to vote for it. And then animated short, Hair Love. I've heard people talk about this one. Again, I haven't seen any of the animated shorts yet. Production design. Again, I really hope 1917. I love this movie, and the sets and just the overall atmosphere are insane, but they love movies about movies, and if there's one thing they love more than that, is to see, their town in the movies and stuff, and, old Hollywood nostalgia. So, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I mean, they shut down, a lane of, massive lane of traffic to shoot this film and got all these real sets. It's pretty impressive, and I'd be fine with it winning. It does a great job with it. Even though I don't love the film, the production design is pretty spectacular. Original song, I hope and I believe it'll be I'm Gonna Love Me Again by Elton John and Bernie Taupin from Rocket Man, the film about Elton John. And I love this song. I think it's really phenomenal. I still haven't seen the movie yet, but it won at the Golden Globes, and it seems like lots of people are behind this one winning. Best score. I think it'll be Hildur. I'm not going to pronounce her last name. From Joker. She won at the Golden Globes, and the score is phenomenal. I was sure I would win and be my favorite score of the year after I saw that film, but then Thomas Newman's 1917 score just swept me away. Really phenomenal stuff. I hope he wins for this one because it is really just insane. One of my favorite scored movies ever, but I think Hildur's got in the bag, and she deserves it nevertheless. Makeup and hairstyling. Seems like people are going with Bombshell. The Academy often loves when these makeup and hairstyling films where they're capturing real people and stuff, and they do a pretty phenomenal job. I mean, Charlize Theron looks exactly like Megyn Kelly, which is pretty insane. But I kind of hope it's Joker. Just that iconic look is so good, how they nailed it. I think it has the best Joker appearance of any movie Joker, and that's impressive. And I mean, not because of Jared Leto, of course. Then we got foreign film. And I mean, is this even worth talking about? I hope it's Parasite. We know it's Parasite. It's freaking Parasite. This movie might even win Best Picture. Editing. This was a tough one. But I think it's going to be Yang Jin-mo for Parasite. Personally, I would have wanted the editors in 1917. They weren't even nominated because, like, to make that movie look like it's one take, I know there wasn't a ton of editing involved, but it's really impressive and very precise editing. But that wasn't even nominated. So of the ones that were there, Parasite was insanely well done. It felt so smooth, and the way that it deals with tones, where it should be so jarring, it feels smooth and going in and out of tones and back and forth. Really a testament to just phenomenal editing. So Yang Jin-mo deserves that award, and I hope he wins. I think he'll win too. Then we got documentary short, and I looked at all like the descriptions. I haven't seen any of these, but learning to skateboard in a war zone looked really interesting, and it looked like the type of film that often the Academy Awards like. I've seen in the past a lot of these like documentaries from like Middle Eastern war zones and stuff like that. You often they like gravitate towards those because they have some really interesting drama to them. And then documentary feature length, American Factory's got a ton of buzz. I still haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm gonna get to it. It has a really interesting premise, and it was probably the most talked about documentary of the year, I would say. Now we're getting to some of the biggest categories, and we got directing. This one's a tough one because, I mean, Bong Joon-ho and Sam Mendes are kind of neck and neck, and they're both phenomenal directors at the top of their game in their respective films, but I'm going to go with Sam Mendes. I hope he wins. He did a phenomenal job. Some of the best directing I've ever seen in one of my favorite movies of all time for 1917. He won at the Golden Globes. He's winning out a lot of these awards. Bong Joon-ho could definitely come and win this award, but I think Sam Mendes has got this in the bag. Costume design. I think it'll be Ariane Phillips for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I talked about the old Hollywood nostalgia for production design. Same goes here. Yeah, she did a phenomenal job, and honestly, I think she should win. It was really, really impressive costumes, and they really just popped on screen. Totally dig it. Cinematography. Now, I mean, is this even a contest? I'd be shocked if Roger Deakins didn't win for 1917. He deserves wholeheartedly. This movie is literally cinematography personified. I mean, look at it. Like, this whole movie works because of just the brilliant cinematography moving in and out of shots and stuff. And, like, I know some CGI was used, but it's so fluid to make this look like a one shot. It just, like, it should just win cinematography for every year because 1917 Roger Deakins is just being insane on this movie. Animated film. I've only seen the newest How to Train Your Dragon in this category. I wasn't a big fan, so there wasn't really one that I would want to pick to win. So I'm just going to go Toy Story 4. Even though Missing Link was kind of like a surprise win at, I believe it was the Golden Globes, it could still win. I think Toy Story 4 is still the safer bet. From everyone I've talked to, I heard it's really great. So I'm really happy with it winning. I love the Toy Story series, and I just can't believe I haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet. That's kind of ridiculous. Okay, now we're getting to the 4 acting ones. And these are the ones where the award season hasn't been as interesting because it's been the same 4 people every time. And honestly, it's such a strong acting year, it's kind of surprising that it hasn't been like all over the place and like a different person each time because so many people are neck and neck. But the 4 people are still very strong. Supporting actress, I'm going to start with Laura Dern. She's going to win for Marriage Story. I'd be shocked if she does not. Personally, of the nominees, I'd probably go with Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit. It was a small role, but boy, she played like all these different levels. It was just such an amazing performance and something I've never seen Scarlett Johansson do before. So, yeah, that was really cool and one of my favorite parts of an amazing movie. Then we got supporting actor, and sadly, I think it's going to be Brad Pitt. No offense to Brad Pitt, he's a phenomenal actor, and I've loved him in many films. He was solid in this, but not solid enough to win supporting actor this year, especially when Tom Hanks played Mr. Rogers in A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, a movie that's been so under-recognized at the Academy Awards this year, only getting 1 nomination for Tom Hanks, and I think he should win. He was so excellent, but it's going to go to Brad Pitt. What can you do? He'll give a great speech, so that's something to look forward to at least. Then we got lead actress, and I actually haven't seen Judy yet, but Renee Zellweger is winning everything. She's going to win. I've heard she did a phenomenal job. I'll be happy to see her win. She is an excellent actress ever since I first saw her in Jerry Maguire. And who I hope wins, again, I'm going to go with Scarlett Johansson. I haven't seen a ton of the films that are represented in this category, but her work in Marriage Story alongside Adam Driver was just two of the best lead characters I've ever seen in films, and she did such a good job. Really, probably her best role I've ever seen her in, and that includes Jojo Rabbit, which she was phenomenal in. So yeah, if it was my choice, she'd win 2 Academy Awards tomorrow, even though she'll most likely win none. Then we got lead actor, finally, before we go into Best Picture, and I think it's gonna be Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, come on. He's been winning at everything, and he totally deserves it. I hope he wins. His performance is one of the best of all time. I know I'm using all time, best of all time a lot today, but 2019 was just such a phenomenal year in films, and all the individual categories really did a great job too. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix was just, he embodied the character so much. Now whenever I see him, wherever it is, even if it's in another movie, I just think, oh my god, it's Joker, it's Arthur Fleck. And yeah, he's one of the best actors of all time. He deserves this win wholeheartedly, and he'll get it, which is really awesome to see. So, it's time for Best Picture. It's a tough, very contested year. This is definitely, of the big categories, probably the one that's most unpredictable. But there's still the clear frontrunners. The movies like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which won Best Comedy or Musical at the Golden Globes. Then there's Parasite, which was getting a lot of support, and I'd be cool with it winning, even though it wasn't my favorite film of 2019. Irishman could be a surprise and win it. I mean, it's Martin Scorsese delivering a probably soon-to-be classic gangster movie, and has Robert De Niro and Al Pacino and Joe Pesci and stuff. But you guys know what I think it's going to be, and what I hope it's going to be, 1917. I mean, I've been talking about this movie constantly in pretty much every video on here since I first saw it, and it's been winning at all the big award shows. I think it's going to win here too. It could be a surprise, and I wouldn't be shocked if I saw Parasite win. I'd be pretty surprised if I saw any of the other movies win, especially the ones I didn't just mention. But, I mean, 1917 has been getting a lot of groundswell, and some people are calling it just a gimmick and a technical achievement, but I think it's an amazing storytelling film. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. My favorite movie of 2019, and I cannot wait to see it win. That's saying if it wins. Otherwise, though, I'll be glad to see Bong Joon-ho up there accepting the award for Parasite, which, again, is one of my favorite movies of all time. It was a stacked year in 2019, and this is kind of one of the capstone videos I'm making about it. So yeah, I can't wait to watch the 92nd Academy Awards. I hope you guys all enjoy it, and I hope it's a great award show. Make sure to stay tuned for my reaction and just analysis of the award show coming out probably this Monday, the day after. In addition to my ranking of all 8 DC Extended Universe films, now that I've seen Birds of Prey, click up in the corner above me to watch my Birds of Prey review, which was published earlier today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos of Film Frenzy. Goodbye.